What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Reebok Nano 6000. Alright guys, so I just got my Nano 6000s in today. It's currently the 17th of June. These came out on the 16th in the United States, and by the time this video comes out, it's probably gonna be the 18th. So I thought I would do a quick little overview video of the Nano 6000s, kind of showcasing the little details and differences between this and the normal 12s. Now, these are just a special edition version of the Nano 12, and they're the first special edition of the normal Nano 12 now that I think about it. So there's not that many differences between it and the normal ones, but there are some cool little throwback details because these are an homage to the Reebok GL 6000, which came out in 1985, actually 1 year after I was born. So I wasn't around to witness that launch. I mean, I was around, but I just didn't, I didn't really realize it. But I've been wearing Reebok since a long time now. I was a broke kid, and obviously I was a broke kid after high school, and pretty much the only shoes that I could afford at the time were Reebok Nylon Classics and Chucks. So I wore a lot of Reeboks growing up, which is the reason why I actually really like the Vector logo, because it just kind of brings me back to being a broke college kid. But without further ado, let's take a look at the Nano 6000. So once again, a lot of the differences are just mainly cosmetic. There's like construction differences, but it's mainly just kind of cosmetic stuff. So we do have a Vector logo, but it is segmented by a piece of like suede material. And that's kind of like the most eye-catching detail on the Nano 6000s. Part of the Vector right in the middle is a suede piece of material. It's like a synthetic material. It's not like actual leather or anything like that. And then the rest of the Vector is a TPU or polyurethane overlay, and that extends right here on the side and then right here at the back part of the shoe, or the side back part of the shoe. And then another huge difference with the Nano 6000s is that you do get this polyurethane toe cap that extends pretty much all the way over the toe cap. And then on top of that, and that's sewn in. So this whole vamp area in the normal Nano 12 is like the flex weave knit. So you have that even up to where the Vector starts, that's all just flex weave knit. And then the whole toe box of the shoe is that flex weave knit material. With the Nano 6000s, you have that toe cap, and then that's sewn on. And then you have a different material that's a kind of like rough feeling mesh material at the top of the toe box. It looks pretty breathable, and honestly it's a form of like flex weave, of that like original flex weave that started on the Nano 7s. And then around the eye stays, you have that cyan color on this model. There's a few different colorways. There's this cyan model, there's a pink model, there's a gray, black, and gum, and then my favorite one, which I didn't get just because these are the ones that they sent out, was the navy and red, which I really like that one. That one's real throwback. Around the ankle collar, it's kind of the same material. It's like this ripstop nylon material, and it looks a little weird with the rest of the materials on the shoe because I mean, overall the shoe looks good, but I think that's the weirdest part, because that's the only part that they didn't change from the normal one. It doesn't make the shoe look bad, it's just, it doesn't quite flow with the rest of the materials that they chose. At the very back of the shoe, there is that suede material again, and then there is the throwback, I want to say like umbrella logo from Reebok, and that logo is also on the tongue, which is suede as well. The laces on the shoe are the same laces. It's kind of like this wirely thin lace, and I don't mind it. It stays tied. It's actually a pretty good lacing system, but it does feel a little bit on the cheap side. And then that is pretty much the only difference between this shoe and the normal Nano 12. We still have that Float Ride Energy midsole, carrier foam on top of that, TPU heel counter, and then you do have the same outsole, which is mainly a flat contact outsole, pretty knobby, but do be aware that it does have the tendency to pull away if you were to do rope climbs, and that usually happens right here in the medial side. There's the Rope Pro, but it is kind of just this little lip right here. The drop on these shoes is still that 7mm drop, and I weighed these ones in at 11.4 ounces, and that was like 324 grams. That is a men's size 9.5. So when it comes to fit, I think that these ones should probably be sized more true to size. I went with my half size down, which was the normal Nano 12 size that I get, Nano 11 size as well, because I do feel like the Nano 12s and the Nano 11s run on the big side with their flex weave knit upper. But since this doesn't have flex weave knit upper, it has this like almost normal classic sneaker upper. It does feel a little bit more snug around the metatarsals. Maybe it just needs a little bit of breaking in. The length is good for me. The width is still pretty good, but it's not quite as wide or flexible in the metatarsal area as the standard flex weave knit model. And maybe they will break in. I mean, this is really just an overview video of these shoes, but I think I could have gone with my normal true to size. But what I'll do in the meantime, I will probably wear these with thinner socks to just break them in, and hopefully they break in. If not, I'll probably just go with my standard true to size. There's a lot of blabbering there, but my recommendation for the Nano 6000 is that you just go with your true to size Nano size. So that's pretty much it with the shoe. I don't really want to get too far into detail with like the performance aspects about it, because I talked all about that in my Nano 12 review, which you can check out. I'll probably leave a link in the description or in one of those card boxes up here. But long story short, I think the Nano 12s are an excellent training shoe. They're much better than the 11s for me because they're way easier to lift in, and they're really, really comfortable. I think that these are a great shoe day in, day out, and I think that's gonna fit the whole lifestyle vibe that they're going for with the Nano 6000s. I still think that they are probably better for your lighter weight plyometrics based running workouts, but they are vastly better to lift in than the Nano 11s because they did adjust the shoe's pattern, making the toe easier to control on this model. If you haven't tried the Nano 12s, I definitely recommend that you try them out. They're an excellent pair of training shoes. Even if you didn't like the Nano 11s, I think that the Nano 12s are a great shoe, or something that you should try out, at least for one pair. If you don't like them, go sell them. But I do think that you will like them even if you didn't like the Nano 11s. And I think the Nano 6000s might actually be the first must-have colorway for the Nano 12s. I really love the look of these shoes. I like the selection of the upper materials besides, you know, the back part. I think that they could have changed that. But overall, I think the look of these shoes is awesome. And they do retail for $135 now, which is a slight increase over last year's model, but it's the normal price of the Nano 12 nowadays. So if you guys have any questions about the Nano 6000, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.